Fuzzle Bukkit.
Hello gamers, Kenny from Fuzzle Bukkit with another episode of Hearthstone. Today we'll be looking at a mage deck I call Fireballs, which is centered around the Fireball spell, and Archmage Antonidas. Now, as you know, we recently had a ladder reset, or ladder ranked reset, so I'm back down to 25. I'll have to climb up again. This deck did take me up to rank 12, however, before the reset, so I'd like to show it to you now. Let me know what you think. Now, this is a control deck for the most part, although depending on combos, it can be a little aggressive at times. We are going second, so Mirror Image is one of our combo cards, but it combos with Archmage Antonidas. I think, actually, being that we're going second, we can coin into our Water Elemental. We will keep one Loot Hoarder for now, and confirm, and Harvest Golem. Excellent. Okay. So I'll show you the deck list afterwards, and if you have any ideas about how to improve the deck, please let me know. I do want to keep this mid-range, though. I run 2 legendaries in here, but I feel most players are in the mid-range. They don't have a lot of the epic cards. They're not playing a lot of 3, 4, 5 legendaries. So I want to center it around the majority of the middle-ranked players. Also because I don't have all the legendaries, so it's really hard for me to show the top-end decks. Okay, River Crocolisk. Well, we're falling behind a little bit, but this is a control deck, so we'll be okay. I'm debating whether or not I want to drop the Water Elemental or the Harvest Golem turn 3. So he's rushing, which leads me to think... What you want? Okay, there's another taunt. So I'm going to go ahead and... Well, there's value in that, absolutely. We will make that play, and I'm actually going to hold off on the Water Elemental and coin into Arcane Missiles. With any luck, which we have none of, past the turn. Wow! 33% chance for each one of those targets, and they all went to the hero. Yeah, I'm sorry too. That's, wow. That was just something else. Alrighty, well, do we want to cone a cold now? I don't think so. I think that's kind of a waste. We'll put some presence on the board with a Water Elemental. Slow start, but what can you do? Another raid leader. Alright, well, we're down to 14. Not looking good. So we'll take out the raid leader. Bring that down. And I'm thinking of... Let's see here. Trying to mitigate damage on the River Crocolisk more, but I just don't see how we're able to do that. Unfortunately, it's not going to work out that way. We could taunt, actually, which I think I'll do. Just to prevent us from taking 2 extra damage. I like to use my Mirror Image along with my Archmage Antonidas if I don't have a Spellbender. but we have 2 in our hand, so we'll go ahead and use 1. Pretty much just sucks up the turn for the raid leader, so he can't push 2 damage somewhere else. He's going to armor up, and with 4 left, he decides to play... Survey says... Bloodfan Raptor. Okay. Excellent. Well, that'll be an easy trade up with our Harvest Golem, or a damaged Golem. So, we will... Let's see, we'll ping him off. I'm actually going to use this to draw a card. Mirror Entity, which might be played right now, actually. I'll debate that. We don't need much of anything else. I'm going to play Sorcerer's Apprentice instead. And we are going to play... boy. See, Mirror Entity is such a risk that I'm really not sure when I should be playing it. As a matter of fact, if you have a good idea or a good explanation of when you should be playing Mirror Entity, please post in the comments below and let me know, because it's a 50-50 chance for me, in my mind. So I'm going to play it right now. We're going to see what happens. I'm thinking he may want to, stop the bleeding, play a big taunt or something, perhaps, which would be nice for us to have as well. Then I can just fireball his. Corehound! Well, okay. Fair enough. We don't have anything to deal with Corehound. Yes, we do. Oh, well. And that also happens sometimes. Your opponent just leaves. So let's go ahead and fireball. And that's the win. So I think I'm actually going to run through another match just to show you guys. I don't feel that was a good enough explanation of how this deck plays out. So stay tuned, and I'll go ahead and post another video, or perhaps I'll just link the 2 together. Welcome back, everyone. This is Kenny from Fuzzle Bukkit with part 2 of our Mage Fireballs deck, because, well, our last game, while it ended in a victory, wasn't a really strong showing of the deck, so I wanted to go ahead and give it another shot. I'm going to pass on the Azure Drake for right now. Loot Hoarder is good, and we're also going to keep Arcane Missile for first turn, first hand cards. We're not going second this time, unfortunately. Greetings as well. We will pass on Arcane Missiles. That's more of a removal card. We don't want to just throw 3 at the enemy for no reason. He passes as well, which brings up our Loot Hoarder. Pass the turn. With any luck, that'll be at least 2 damage to the face. Nope, it's an Earthshock. Okay. Unfortunately, the Earthshock does negate his card draw. That's a really good play for a Shaman. It's one of the few cards that can actually take out a Loot Hoarder and Silence at the same time. I think that is the only card, actually. So what we are going to do here is we don't want to allow him to have any more spell power. I'm thinking it looks like he's playing a spell deck, so we will Arcane Missile. And yes, excellent. We take out the Cobalt Geomancer, and we'll push 1 more to the hero just because. So we don't have, again, another less than stellar start. 2 Arcane Intellects, a Polymorph, and a Mirror Entity is what we have, which are really all control and card draw. Don't have a lot of minion presence right now. Mana Totem. Oh boy, that is an excellent card, and that's going to cause us some problems. We don't have a way of removing that. Well, we sort of do with our Harvest Golem. We're kind of almost top decking right now, which is really not good coming into turn 5. And it's spell power. It's not a taunt, so that's good. Stoneforge Axe, down to 1. Alright, so Mana Totem is going down this round. Absolutely need to take care of that. And we will have to Arcane Intellect just because we need some cards and we are not getting... Okay, Blizzard is nice if he's got a lot of presence. He doesn't. That totem also something we want to get rid of. Turn 6, it looks like our options are, we're not quite ready for Mirror Entity. Again, I'm waiting on those comments. Someone tell me when the best time to play Mirror Entity is. Is it late game? That's really what I normally opt for. Alrighty, well. Whenever he takes damage. Yep. So if I ran my Golem into him, that's 2 cards. I could Fireball him, because to be honest with you, well, I could also Sheep him. Actually, I think I will Sheep. Because I'll be able to get by with only 1 Polymorph. We have enough control spells. I do run a Black Knight in here, so if he's thinking of his Elemental Taunt, I can use my Black Knight. Feral Spirit is the other one. That's a Blizzard. That's definitely a Blizzard target. Although Mirror Entity then would have been really nice, huh? So we will throw our Blizzard at it. Get our damage Golem back. Pass the turn, and of course that'll be going down with a ping, which will give us 6 mana for our following turn. And just a bunch of control cards, so it kind of depends on what he plays. Yeah, Totem, okay. Well, Flamestrike is nice, but we definitely don't need it. We don't really have any minions, so we're going to go ahead and Arcane Intellect. Another Fireball. Another Frostbolt. Well, well, well. This is actually, I think, because I have no board presence. He's going to... he's not overloaded, so he's going to have 8 mana. I am going to cast Mirror Entity in the hopes of getting something good. I feel like that card is such a gamble, but it seems about 50-50 that it pays off, so I just leave it in there. Fire Elemental. I'll take one of those. Excellent. And we will Fireball his to get rid of it. Now, of course, we don't get the Battle Cry, but that's okay. Here's our Sorcerer's Apprentice, which we will play. I will freeze that. I will take care of that. And push 6 through. I'm not going to Frostbolt him. If he had a weapon, I would. But now we're starting to round the bend, if you will, coming into turn 10, and we're increasing our board presence, mainly from a lucky Mirror Entity. And there's a Hex. That's fine. I got 6 damage out of him. And Azure Drake, so that'll be a Fireball. Although, it actually will be a Frostbolt instead, because we will increase our spell damage. Here we go, now we're starting to get some of our combos. Here's our Mana Wyrm. We will Frostbolt that. And we do have enough for Fireball, which I am going to push through, because our Archmage Antonidas should be coming up soon. And it also buffs up our Mana Wyrm. So now we've got him down to 8. He's definitely on a defensive position. And once again, Archmage Antonidas is not making an appearance. He never shows up unless I'm not recording. And if he doesn't show up, I'll still show you this, because we all know the mechanic. When you cast a spell, he gives you a Fireball. And you just keep casting Fireballs, keeping him alive as much as possible. Another Feral Spirit, but we're poised for a Flamestrike. He takes 5 damage, which means that is game. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed the deck. Why don't we go ahead? Well, let me make sure I... let's let's complete this before I wrap it up. Alright, there we go. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the deck. This is 2 quick looks at our Mage Fireballs deck, and I hope you like it. And please let me know if there are any improvements or any misplays. I appreciate that. Once again, I am targeting this deck for the mid-level player who may have a few legendaries, but doesn't have a complete set. Most of these cards are fairly basic, so please keep that in mind when you post your recommendations, and I'll see you next time. Above all else, have fun. Whoops! Almost forgot to show you the deck. I'm changing up my format. Normally I show the deck first, and I just wanted to get into the gameplay, so I decided to show my deck last, and almost forgot. So here's the deck in its entirety. We have 2 Arcane Missiles, 2 Mirror Images, now, and then 2 Mana Wyrms. Of course, Mana Wyrm is a good combo first turn with any of these spells. Our Arcane Missiles, our Mirror Image, our 2 Frostbolts, actually everything down to 3 cost. Arcane Intellect, Frost Nova, Mirror Entity, Spellbender, and most especially Spellbender. Since these are all spells and they cost 3 or less, they combo with Archmage Antonidas, who is a 7 cost, obviously at turn 10. The most important, or the most critical combo, if you can pull it off, is the Spellbender, because Archmage Antonidas is going to be targeted with Cheaps, Hexes, Silences, you name it, some type of control to prevent him from giving me fireballs every time I cast a spell. So, coupled with Spellbender, of course, that takes that control spell and puts it on the 1/3, and sometimes doesn't even take it out. So that gives him more life, if you will. I also like to use a Mirror Image. That prevents him from actually being rushed down. And then Arcane Missile, your Frostbolt, Arcane Intellect, although that's not used very much, it is a spell. Excuse me, Frost Nova, of course, it's a delay tactic, and I may or may not keep Frost Nova in there. I think that's a little bit weak. If you have a recommendation for what I should switch that out with, let me know. But these all work really well as low-cost spells with Archmage Antonidas. Other than spells, we run 2 Loot Hoarders and a Sorcerer's Apprentice. Now, perhaps I'll switch out a Frost Nova for a Sorcerer's Apprentice. I think that might be a little bit better value there. Let's see, the Mirror Entity, of course, we run, the Spellbender, Harvest Golem. We probably should be running 2 Harvest Golems. Perhaps I'll take a Cone of Cold out and switch those 2 around, not really sure. The deck does work well for me, but I only made it to rank 12, so perhaps I need to push a little harder and switch some cards around. 2 Fireballs, of course, and we use these we don't use these sparingly because we should be getting more from Archmage Antonidas, so I like to throw those out. And of course, if you use a Fireball spell, he's out, you're going to get one. Of course, that's 2 separate turns. 2 Polymorphs for control. 2 Water Elementals, a really strong card for a Mage. Just an amazing card, mainly because of the 6 health, and of course the freeze is very annoying as well. 2 Azure Drakes, because we get that card draw and the spell damage. A Blizzard for control. Black Knight. The Black Knight is in here mainly to deal with your Druids. As you know, you've probably seen my Druid deck, and it's quite heavy with taunts, Ancients of War, Ironbark Protectors, and of course there's a lot of other taunts out there, so especially when you get into those heavy taunt decks, he's very helpful. Flamestrike for board control, board clearing, and Archmage Antonidas. So that wraps up the deck. Once again, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.